Hi everyone, and thank you for attending SignalWire training, Popular Features Explained, our very first LiveWire of many more to come. As the name suggests, we will be covering a few features in the next 30 minutes, like I said, and we'll have a Q&A towards the end. But before we move on, I'd just like to cover a few housekeeping items. One, a copy of today's slide deck will be available in the chat feature in just a minute. You can access it by clicking on the chat icon, which is on the bottom right of your screen. Please ask all your questions using the chat feature as well. We will try to answer as many of these questions as possible during the session. The rest of the questions will be addressed towards the end during Q&A. And if time runs out and we still have your question unaddressed, we will get in touch with you regarding that. Thirdly, we would love to hear from you. What other topics are you interested in knowing more about? So, our goal is to share valuable insights, and your feedback would help us achieve that. So there will be a quick survey. The link of that will also be posted in the chat in just about a minute. So you would be able to access it. We will really appreciate if you could fill up the survey before the session ends. Otherwise, I'll have to bother you or chase you down with emails. So it's going to help both you and us as well to deliver quality content. And lastly, throughout this session, we will be changing the layouts to focus more on the content, the presenters, and the demo. So if you do not see anyone else or yourself, like right now, that is the intended format. And during the Q&A, we will have everybody appear on the screen again, like we just did. Great. So speaking of presenters, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Shafali Jambal. I am the product marketing manager here at SignalWire. I come to SignalWire with over 10 years of marketing experience in various tech companies across 5 countries. I started my career at Bank of America, and I moved on to doing impactful work in several startups, including my own. I'm an MBA grad from Emory University here in Atlanta, where, like I said, it's warm and sunny, unlike the rest of the US. And today I'm really excited to be here to talk to you about SignalWire work and events features. I would request Abby to introduce herself as well, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby Manasali, and I'm also the product marketing manager here at SignalWire. And I've been at SignalWire since day one, previously working as the content strategist, as well as the event lead for our hackathon at our annual tech conference, ClueCon, and as a member of the FreeSwitch community since day one as well. I'm based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is very, very cold, but I'm so excited to be here and show everyone more about SignalWire work and SignalWire events.
Great. Thank you so much, Abby. And I was setting up some stuff. Okay, great. All right, so let me share our agenda for today. We'll spend a couple of minutes talking about LiveWire. What is it, its benefits, and why you should attend them. And after that, we will dive straight into the features that we promised that we'll talk about, and we'll show you how to use them. So what is LiveWire? It's going to be a monthly series by SignalWire where we talk about in-depth workings of SignalWire work and events features and show you how to best use them. We will also be sharing tips and tricks with you so you can know how to use the platform like the back of your hand. And how it will work is each month we will focus on 2 to 3 features. And this is where the survey comes in handy. If you tell us what are the things that you're trying to get out of this LiveWire, we will be able to deliver that. And now those links are in the chat section, so you can access it from there. We will be covering these features, how to use them, their benefits, and we'll also be answering any questions that you might have regarding those features. Like I mentioned earlier, our aim is to provide you with information that is valuable. SignalWire work and events are great tools to increase your activity and interact with your team and other people better. And by attending LiveWire, you will be able to use these features with much more ease and concentrate on the stuff that truly matters, which is being connected. With that, let's get started. The first feature we'll talk about is core to the virtual experience that SignalWire offers, the rooms. And to explain the rooms better, let's watch a quick video.
SignalWire Work offers a truly connected and collaborative environment for remote teams, centered around the concept of video rooms. With SignalWire, you don't have to worry about juggling multiple links with random meeting IDs or creating new meetings every time you need to sync with your team. Rooms can be created for any purpose, as a team lobby, for a specific project, or even a single event, and participants can join and leave the room at any time. Rooms are visible to your team via the home screen or the room navigator when you're already in a call. You can change rooms quickly, transfer users between rooms, or create a new one whenever needed. Water cooler talk, break room banter, a quick brainstorming session, or an emergency damage control meeting. The benefits of a physical office that have been missing from remote team collaboration are now achievable with SignalWire. Rooms can be set fully open to the public, accessible by one-click invite link, or restricted to authenticated users only. A secret PIN can be set for added security. Rooms can be recorded or even transcribed in real time using AI-powered speech recognition. Finally, a better way for remote teams to stay connected with always-on rooms and SignalWire Work.
Great. So in a gist, that is what rooms are. Treat them as your real physical office, if you will. SignalWire can be your physical office space. In this office space, you can have personal offices, meeting rooms, a lounge, a lobby, what have you. And just as in a physical office, you can invite people to your room. Hey, Johnny, can you come in for a second? Or you can go to other people's room, like, hey, Sheila, I have a quick question. Can I just ask you? Or you can quickly pop into a meeting room if the team having a meeting room and ask them something and just step out like you would in a physical office. So all this, you can do all of this without absolutely no links, no scheduling of meeting, no calendar invite, no links floating around. But I'm sure all of you already know this. So let's move on and talk about the specific feature here, Room Navigator. This is where I am going to share the screen with you. All right. So once you're in any room, you will be able to see the Room Navigator button on the right of your screen. You can click that button and you will see the Room Navigator menu show up. You'll be able to see all the rooms there, whether they have people in them or if they're empty rooms. Let me keep scrolling up. Yep, there are empty rooms. You'll also be able to see some of the rooms that might be locked. So you can either scroll and find a room that you're looking for. Let's say I'm looking for Abby's room. Oh, there it is. I can see that. But let's say you want a quicker way, you can also go all the way to the top and find Abby's room. So I can just search for Abby's room and there it is. So, and as you can see, you will, I'm gonna cancel that. You will be able to see live video preview of all the rooms. You can see who is in what room. And you can make them large to see, and if you look very closely, maybe you can even read lips. I don't do that, but you can. All right, so see, I see a kid there. That's cute. So you can see who's doing what's happening, who is in what meeting room, and it kind of makes you feel part of the team. You can also go up and you see there's a button called Compact View. You can toggle that compact view to on, and now you can see all the rooms without the video preview. And this is helpful if you want to quickly scroll and see all the rooms that are there and not scroll too much. So this view helps with that. I personally like to keep the compact view off because I do like to see the preview and see what's happening. It feels more interactive and I feel more connected and part of the team. So now there are a few things you can do here. I can either join a room, transfer to a room, or invite someone to the room. All right, let's try joining a room. So I'm at Abby's room now. I found it. So maybe I just want to join in. I can join Abby's room and oh, there you go. I clicked and I joined Abby's room. So all you have to do is click the join button and there you are. I can maybe quickly join marketing team and ask them a quick question, or I can go to sales team and share a joke that I thought was really funny, but most of the times it's not. But anyway, so now I'm in Abby's room and I'm like, okay, Abby, I had a quick question, discussed it. I want to go back to my room. So I go find my room, product marketing, and I join it again. Let me find it. There you go. And I join it. Perfect. So now I am back in product marketing room. It's as simple as that. So let's say now I do want to transfer. Now the difference between join and transfer is that with transfer, you can take other people with you, or you can send other people to the room. I'm back to Abby's room. I click on the transfer button and it'll pop up the names of all the participants in my current room, product marketing. So I can see all these guys there. I'm like, you know what? I just wanna, only Marissa and I, or Abby, should go to product marketing room. I'm like, or Abby's room. So I just click on those two names and I say complete transfer. So now you can see only Marissa and Abby turn up here, and Michaela is still left in product marketing room. I did not get her here. There you go. All right. So perfect. Now you can see her. Okay, so now both of us are in Abby's room and Michaela is still left in product marketing room. Let me transfer us back to product marketing room because I'm done talking to Abby for whatever I was talking for about. Again, I can click all, I can click just Marissa, I can just click Abby, whoever I want to transfer, and click on complete transfer. There you go. And we are back in
Marissa.
There you go. And lastly, we want to focus on is the invite. If you see at the Room Navigator menu, you will see there was an invite button right below product marketing. You can click that invite button and it will show you all the rooms that are in session, if you will, right now, and all the people who are online. Let's say I click on marketing and I want to see who all are there. All right, so Jen, Greg, John, Sean, all of them are here. I want to call Sean to my room. So we can just click on that and say complete transfer if you want to call him. And that will bring him here. Let's try calling Jen maybe. You can try calling Jen, complete transfer, and you will see that we have brought her here. There she is. And we can very easily send her back as well. So we can find the marketing room. There you go, transfer. And we're going to say, okay, Jen, thank you so much for your time, and send her back. So there you go. That is Room Navigator and all the features that we have for Room Navigator that can make your, navigate, going to different rooms, inviting, transferring, or joining other rooms much easier. So that was Room Navigator. It might have gone a little too fast if you have not used it before, but do not worry. We have all everything that I just explained, including what the Room Navigator is, how do you invite anyone, how do you join the room, and how do you transfer to different rooms, all in the handout, which is in the chat section. If you have any questions, again, please do put them in the chat and we will address them later. All right, now I'm going to pass it over to Abby to discuss the other feature.
All right, I'm sure we're all familiar with the concept of screen sharing, but here at SignalWire Work and SignalWire Events, we do things a little bit differently. So of course, screen sharing is a great way to share with your team what you're working on. They can work on things with you in real time. You can share videos that you've been working on, pictures, text, etc. But one of the things that makes SignalWire Work different is that only registered users are able to share screens. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be an administrator or a moderator with special permissions. It just means that you need a login and a password. So pretty much if you're not a guest, you're able to screen share, and that's just to make sure that your rooms and your instances, whether it be your workspace or for an event, stays private, and that only people who you trust are able to screen share. So I'll show you in a little bit, but I'm just going to preview a couple of the things that make screen sharing here special. And that's that you can screen share specific tabs or applications. For example, if I'm sharing my Photoshop application only, my coworkers will only be able to see my Photoshop screen. So if I get a Slack message notification pop up, nobody else is going to be able to see that. And we can also stream audio directly into the conference from a Chrome tab. So that's some really exciting stuff, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Okay, so right now I'm sharing my entire screen, and I'm in a second instance, and we're looking down, and you can see this screen share button that looks just like a computer monitor right at the bottom. So I'm going to click on that. And this is where all the magic happens. So you have three options here, and that's to share your entire screen, to share an application window, or to share a Chrome tab. So I'm going to walk through all of those right now. If you share your entire screen, that's exactly how it sounds. It's going to share your entire screen no matter what you're doing. You will be able to see my menu bar at the top. You'll be able to see all of my applications open at the bottom. If a text notification pops up, you'll be able to see everything. And part of the territory with sharing your entire screen is what we like to call screenception. So if you're in a conference like I am right now, and I share my entire screen and I press share, you'll see that it creates kind of a screenception effect as my screen loops. This is perfectly normal, and I'll show you how to avoid this. But once I click to a different tab, you'll no longer be able to see this screenception. So don't worry about that when you're sharing your screen. But if you'd like to avoid this, this is the pro tip that I like to use, and that's to move over to this application window option. And you can see here are all of my applications that I currently have open. I don't have Photoshop open right now, but let's say I'm trying to ask somebody what filter they're using on Snap Camera. So I want to share that screen with them. All I do is I select Snap Camera and I click share. And as you can see on my screen, it opens Snap Camera directly up, takes me directly there. And that's the only thing that you're able to see. The third option here is to share your Chrome tab. Just a reminder to everybody, I always recommend using Google Chrome. It has the most features available to you, and I highly recommend it when you're using SignalWire. So as you can see, I only have 3 tabs open, but let's say I want to share a new marketing video that I've been working on with my team. So I go over to Chrome tab, and I select the tab that I want to share. So now that I selected this, I can go down and there's this share audio checkbox. And this is really special because once I check this, the audio from my video is actually going to stream directly into the conference. This is a great way to, again, share videos that you're working on. I like to share my Spotify web player if I'm working heads down and I want to listen to some music, and maybe some coworkers want to listen to music with me. It's also great for events. So once I click share, you'll see it's going to hop me on over right to this Chrome tab. And now, even if I open a new tab, the people in this conference are only going to be able to see this tab. So if I'm on Slack, they won't be able to see it. If I'm, looking at my Photoshop, nobody else can see it. They'll only see this video of Snoop Dogg.
Up though, it's your boy Big Snoop D-O-double-G, and I'm here to tell you about Original Geek.
And that audio is actually streaming directly into the conference. It's not playing through the microphone. It's streamed directly into the conference because of that box we checked. So that's definitely unique to SignalWire work, and it makes it really easy to work together and to share our content that we created. And then to stop sharing, of course, there's this button at the top within the web browser that says stop sharing, and I'm no longer sharing my screen. And that's everything there is to know about screen sharing. But again, we'll do a Q&A at the end, and feel free to put your questions in the chat and we'll make sure that we get to those. All right. Let's see. Okay, up next, I'm not biased and I'm not supposed to have a favorite, but if I did have a favorite feature, it would definitely be Clippies because it's the most fun in my opinion, which of course all the features are fun, but Clippies are something that we at SignalWire made up, and they're our version of a reaction GIF or a reaction GIF, depending on which side of the which side of that war you're on. But they're short video clips that we use to punctuate moments, and they can be used seriously to show short, maybe work clips, but we use fun clips from pop culture and fun movies to kind of add camaraderie and a sense of fun to the workspace, which of course we all know is equally as important. You can't be productive if you don't get to know your coworkers, and it's a really great way to get that water cooler fun effect by punctuating those fun organic moments that happen just in everyday conversation. I'll show you exactly what they are in just a second, but they're going to be, I'll give you a little preview. They're going to be in this film clip icon at the top of your screen. Anybody can play Clippies, even guests, unless your administrator has turned this off. And if you're an administrator, we have special resources on how to add your own Clippies and how to turn that off for guests as well, just in case maybe if you're having an event and you don't want to be interrupted or you're having a very serious meeting, you can also turn these off for specific rooms as well. But again, we'll make sure in the handout you'll be able to see how to do this. And now I'll show you exactly how to use Clippies. All right, so in the same area where we found our room navigator, you'll find this little Clippies icon, and that will open up the Clippies menu. So just like the room navigator, we have a search bar here. So I have a couple that I wrote down because they're my favorites, and I'll just show you exactly what a Clippies is.
I'm getting hacked.
A port ski?
No, this is major.
So as you can see, the Clippies plays almost as if it's another member of the conference. There's actually a way to customize this. You can toggle this full screen button. And if I play Clippies now that the full screen button is toggled, let's see what happens.
Real OGs.
So as you can see, the video took up the entire screen. And another thing I love to point out about SignalWire is that what I'm seeing is the same thing as you're seeing. So the video order, the layouts are all the same. That really gives you control over the way your meetings look, which also helps everyone connect better because we're all seeing the same thing and interacting with the same screens. So if a video is playing in full screen for you, it's playing full screen for everybody. So keep that in mind when we're doing our Clippies. I personally like to keep them small because then we can all see each other laughing as we play the clips. Another option is to loop a clip. This is going to play the clip over and over again until you manually tell it to stop. So I'll show you an example of what that looks like.
Bueller.
Oops. Okay, now that I looped the clip, you'll see.
Bueller.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on. We'll do loop clip.
Developers.
So as you can see, instead of stopping, it's looping over and over and over again. And to stop this clip, we're going to hover over the clip. You'll see this square in the top left corner. And once you press that square, it's going to stop playback. And I'll take this time to answer a frequently asked question, which is what is the difference between Clippies and just playing a YouTube video directly in the conference? Because you can do both. A YouTube video, since we use a link to play it, is going to give you in-media controls that you can control within the SignalWire platform, which allows you to pause the video, fast forward the video, increase the volume, decrease the volume, whereas a Clippies plays all the way through and then stops. You're also, the Clippies only has two options for video playback, either as a square in the conference or full screen. Whereas a YouTube video, you can give different layouts just as you would the conference members. So I highly recommend for Clippies to keep them short, maybe short little catchphrases. For events, sometimes we'll do applause videos, fireworks to punctuate a moment, whereas longer videos, I recommend using a YouTube video or a Vimeo link. So that's everything there is to know about Clippies. Again, if you have any questions, we'll get to them at the end, which is coming up soon.
Yep, great. Thank you so much, Abby. And I know it's Clippies is your favorite feature. I don't think I do it enough justice. I'm gonna start using it more too. That was exciting. All right. So we are at the much awaited part of the survey. Like I had said, there would be a survey. It's really just 1 minute long. We would really appreciate it. Everybody can just take this 1 minute to fill up the survey. I have posted the link again. We'll wait here for 1 minute, and after the survey, we have a bonus trick, so please do not go anywhere. Take 1 minute to please fill up the survey. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for taking a minute to fill up the survey. I do see some of them coming in. I appreciate it. If you did not have a chance to take it now, we'll request you to do it after, or you will be getting emails from us to, follow-up emails to do it. All right, so since you stuck around, here are some bonus tricks for you. Abby, take it away. And I know the screen is a little small, but Abby will tell you what to do.
I have a few bonus tricks for you, since you guys have been such a great audience at our very first SignalWire Work and SignalWire events, LiveWire, and these are hotkeys. So if you want to flex on your coworkers, or maybe you just want to save some time, we have some hotkeys built into the system that are shortcuts to different menus and different controls within the SignalWire instance. So we have C, V, P, 0, and R. So we can practice these as in going through them. If you toggle the C key on your keyboard, that's going to open the Clippies menu. V, if you press the V, it's going to video mute. And once you press it again, it'll unvideo mute. You can all give that a practice. Give it a try. P is going to open up the participant menu, which I'm sure we'll get to in our next LiveWire session. If you press 0, not O, 0, it'll audio mute you. And once you press it again, it will unmute you. So if you toggle that, it'll mute and unmute you. And R is going to open up that room navigator that we spent some time touring you through earlier today. So that saves a lot of time. Of course, you can always just click on the icons, but I am a hotkey user myself, just because I find that it saves time and it makes me feel kind of like a hacker. So I think if anyone has any questions on hotkeys, I think it's time for our Q&A session.
All right, Abby, let's put on our Q&A hats.
Oh, yeah.
And let's do this. All right, guys. So we're ready for your questions. I do see that a lot of your questions were already answered. Happy to take more questions. Let us know if you have anything.
Okay, let's see. I saw a few in the chat, and I see thank you to our wonderful community for answering some of these questions in the chat. Can you add a background to your video? There's 2 ways to do this. You can actually change the background of the conference itself. But if we're talking virtual backgrounds, SignalWire is actually compatible with all kinds of third-party apps. So we personally use an app called Snap Camera, and we do have some documentation coming on how to use that. So we'll add you all to the list and give you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. But any virtual cameras are compatible with SignalWire. Who has permission to transfer?
Sorry, I was going to say the hat and all this is Snap Camera as well. So if this looks cool, we can make that happen.
Yes, and maybe that will be the subject of our next LiveWire event next month. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Who has permission to transfer multiple people from room to room? Those are moderator permissions. So administrators, administrative positions at your company will determine who has moderator permissions and who has administrator permissions. But as a rule of thumb, it's good to remember that administrators can change backend settings, such as the images in the room navigator and the settings for each room. For example, more complicated things like does it have a pin or not, what they look like. Whereas a moderator has in-room controls where they can mute the entire audience at once, for example, and they can transfer people from room to room. But everybody will have permission to transfer themselves from room to room unless it's locked. So that's a feature available to everybody.
Yeah, and just to follow up on Abby's point earlier, we do have a resource on Snap Camera, and I have added it to the chat, so you can take a look on how to do that. Right. I think the next question is by, where are we now?
Default Clippies libraries. We do have a default Clippies library with things like applause and fireworks. So if that's something that you want us to put on your instance, shoot us an email and we can put that on your instance. But administrators are also able to upload your own Clippies. It's just a .mp4. We recommend keeping them small. I saw another question, can you control the volume of Clippies? No, the volume of Clippies is standard, but if you'd like to be able to control the volume, you can always play the video through our media controls, through a YouTube video, and you can control the volume there, which I'm sure we'll cover again in our next event.
There's a question by Mark. How did you create the survey? Can I do this in my event? Yes, Mark, you can do it. We did use a third party called Typeform to create the survey, but you can create there's several others, SurveyMonkey and other tools that you can use to create the survey.
Oh, this is a fun question. When you transfer someone to another room, does the user being transferred get a notification or have to accept the transfer before they're moved? No, but believe it or not, this adds to the to the fun of it all. If you really are in a private meeting and you do not want to get transferred, there is a way to lock the room. So that no one will interrupt an important meeting. I recommend doing that, just like you would, lock or shut your office door if you don't want anyone to knock on it or come in. But if you transfer somebody to another room, they're pleasantly surprised that they're in a new room. We've had quite a few surprise team meetings, and I promise they were all very fun. We've all found ourselves pulled into one room to discuss important things. But yeah, you don't get a notification, but you will hear a sound so that you know you've been moved. So it if that makes sense, it'll give like a tone so that you know that you've entered a new conference. And this brings up a good point. If you were audio muted and or video muted in one room and get transferred to another, you stay muted. So then you won't be surprised. So that's important as well.
Yeah. All right. I think those were the only questions we have in the chat. Is there, if there's anything else anybody wants to ask, we still have our hats on. All right.
Awesome.
If not, I think that's it for the first LiveWire. Thank you all for joining, and stay tuned. We'll see you in a month, and we'll let you know what the topics for the next LiveWire is. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. It was great to see everybody.
Yeah.